If you don't show up, you can't fail. The other week, I had played a game of chess with my son. Taught him some life lessons while we were at it. Before I jump into the story, we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to In the Pursuit. I am David Pearson. Let's go. Welcome back to In the Pursuit with David Pearson. I'm your host, of course. I no need to keep on repeating it there. But hey, thanks again for joining me. If you like what you see, and if you want to listen to the rest of my podcast or even show your support, please go to anchor.fm/inthepursuit. There you can go ahead and support the program, and you can also listen to other podcasts and also share it too. You can send me direct messages through there, which is absolutely a beautiful thing that's been made. I'd like to thank Spotify for actually making this thing possible. Without this, I think I probably would have been lost. I probably would have figured out how to have come and done podcasting, but Spotify made it easy through anchor.fm. And so special shout out to them. And if you also like to support me in other ways as well, there is one other option. You can go ahead and send contributions through Venmo at In the Pursuit. So if you feel like you need to do that, you can go ahead and do that as well. Additionally, please visit the website at inthepursuit.com. Now, enough of this intro stuff. If you are here to listen to something, you are here to listen to this. First off, if you had joined me for my podcast yesterday, I thought that I had everything down, running beautifully. I was talking about Kevin O'Leary. I was talking about quietly quitting and how it also applies to setting boundaries with post-concussion syndrome. And I used Kevin O'Leary and also two other videos there. One other of Mr. Wonderful. And, how about let's just say this. When I went back to go and listen to it, it didn't quite come out the way that I thought it was going to. Listen.
If you're a quiet quitter, you're a loser. You're un-American. This is the dumbest idea I've ever heard in launching a career. It's against what we do in business. We try and build teams that work together to achieve something.
Could you hear that? Could you hear that at all? I mean, I could hear it loud and clear on my end, but when I go back and play this, I am listening to this now, and I know that's exactly what my audience got to listen to. And I thought I did all my testings. I thought I crossed the T's and dotted my I's, and everything was well and ready to go. I've done test recordings, and the audio came out perfectly. There's a problem. I come on live. And because I come on live, there is some extra settings that I have to put in place in order for me to broadcast out the audio. And it's an obvious thing that I did not set that up appropriately. So please accept my sincere apologies. If you did listen to that, you can hear the audio still. You just have to turn it way on up. And I'm not going to do any repeats on this just yet. If this thing gets popular again, I'll go ahead and do another segment on it and play those videos and some new ones here. But to show you that I got this thing worked on out, let's jump around here. Let's play with this wonderful website there, youglish.com. This right here, you can search for anything right here, and it's going to pull up a YouTube video with that phrase. And I want to prove it to you that I had fixed the audio here, so that way I can move on to other things here. All right. How about let's try something simple like I fixed it.
Not even there.
Did you fix this then, baby?
Yes, I fixed it.
The parts are Jewish. What parts in a car are Jewish? My purse. Yeah, but I fixed it with my sweater. Give it back.
Unplug the machine!
Don't worry, I fixed it. All right.
Jason, I will.
Incredible tool there. You can go ahead and look things up right there. But, you know, I wanted to make a point right there. I think I made it. Just as I am, you know, I'm going to be watching. I'm a little bit paranoid now. One more.
I fixed it! Yes!
I fixed it.
Go.
All right. I'm seeing the sound. I got sound meters right here telling me what sounds is being broadcast through on the live thing. So now you know I made the point. I fixed it. So now we can go ahead and do this right. Anyways, on to the main segment here. I didn't there is a story that I need to touch on, and it is among the religious communities, and I can tell you this: hypocrisy is shining at its brightest with a show called The Chosen. And I absolutely love that show, and I find it entertaining. And I got absolutely nothing against it there. My wife and I enjoy watching it together. I was going to prepare segments on that today, and because of the discovery of how the audio went, I didn't get that quite prepared, but I want to address it. The important thing is that I am showing on up. Here's why. There's a lesson that I gave my son, and let me switch things back here so that way you can see me here appropriately. A couple weeks ago, I was playing a game of chess with both my boys, and I was teaching them how to play chess. And the thing was that I wasn't taking it easy on them. I was playing the game for real. And I taught them how to make the moves. And I even showed them some like quick things as to where they should make moves and to even pause and think for a moment and not act so quickly. My first son did it, and then I beat him, and he's like, "Oh man, I lost." It was definitely very easy to handle. My second son, my oldest son, he has a special kind of personality about him. He never likes to lose. But if he can foresee himself losing, he will stop what he is doing and not continue on. If he foresees himself losing, he will never finish an assignment, a project, game, nothing. He just stops and sulks. He's 9 years old, and I love him. And I think he does the same thing at school. It's what he does as part of his personality. And we've been trying to think, how can we get through to him? How can we teach him to look past this? And then my son and I were playing chess. I taught him how to play and make the moves just like my youngest son. And I beat him. And when I beat him, he sulked. He sat there. And not just that, but he was going, "Ugh." He made a face. He does that. And he didn't quit on me. And I looked at him straight in the eye. I was like, "What's wrong?" He says, "You won." I was like, "Yeah, so what? I won." He says, "I don't like it that you won." Like, "Oh, you don't? You don't like it?" Like, "Yeah." Like, you know what? No one likes a sore loser. No one likes someone who gets mad when they play a game fair and square and gets mad at them all of a sudden. Because you know what? No one will ever want to play with them again. That's what you're doing right now. No one will ever want to play another game with you. He's like, "But I don't like to lose." Like, "Yeah, you know what? You want to win? You need to keep on losing. That's the only way you're ever going to win." You know what that means? Every time you lose, you learn something new. You are practicing, you're learning new skill sets. So you go in, work hard, and you lose, and do it over and over and over again. And one day you will win, and you will keep on winning, and you will be the best at it, and you will grow with it, move with it. His face cleared right up. He went from to like nothing was ever there. It's part of life. It would have been easy for me to have not shown up. I have been making commitments, and we are our own worst enemy. Now, I show up to work. I support my family. The thing that I have difficulty on showing up on continuously here, full honesty, is showing up for you. Right on camera. There's something about, I can stand on the stage in front of hundreds of thousands of people. I will be nervous, but I will eat up every living moment of it. And it will be a part of me, and I will love it. I've done it before, numerous times. I eat it alive. But when it comes to being on camera, there's something about it there. And I learned what it is. The key word is imposter syndrome. And maybe that's something for me to go ahead and address another day. But I can no longer use the excuse that I got new equipment, software is not matching up, and I just suddenly cannot show up, because I do need to show on up. It's not only a commitment that I am making to you, but let me tell you this, my relationship with God, since I had gotten the post-concussion syndrome, only God has given me clear-cut answers on healing and recovery, or even sent me over to the right, or even gave me the right direction to find the right doctors, the right modern medicine to help me on a quick path of healing and recovering with proper nutrition, proper exercises, so forth. And this podcast is not just for me, but it's for him. He wanted me to pick this up. And I am still learning every day how to handle it. And because of that imposter syndrome, it also holds me back, because I have that fear of failure, and I stop right in the woods, never to step out to see the light of day. How about you? Are you like that? I made a commitment yesterday that I'm going to show up every day. When I first started doing this podcast, before I showed up on YouTube, before I showed up on Anchor.fm, I was showing up on my personal Facebook page, where my family and friends and people I haven't even spoken with in years, maybe even just met once or twice, they got to see me on a daily basis for Facebook. Back in, it was 2019 or early 2020 when I started it. Late 2019 or early 2020. And this is before the whole pandemic broke out. I did one a day, and I did it because I needed to grow. I needed to become someone new. Push myself. Very same principles that I taught my son. And I just cannot teach my son those principles and walk away and not living up to it myself. I'd be a hypocrite. This is for God. This is for my wife. This is for my children. This is for me. And last, and sorry, you are last on the list, because all those others are priorities. But you are still a priority of the list, and that's you. an opportunity to take up something new, a new challenge. And if you want to embrace that challenge, no matter how long it takes, you keep showing up. And you know, if you don't show up, you can't fail. But if you can't fail, you can't grow. If you can't grow, you can't make a difference. You can't change the world. You can't fight this onslaught of negativity that's coming through the media. Maybe your neighbors and friends as well. People who are being bombarded by groupthink, by media manipulation, and they express those same views like an echo chamber all around you. If we step up to the plate, we break the echo chamber and we create our own voices and not speak for others. We build our own strength. And we will be there. My goodness. Little epiphany in a way. We break our own chains of the echo chamber. It will build up a foundation to love our neighbor. The 2 great commandments that God has given us. Love God with all your heart. And love your neighbor as yourself. And you cannot love your neighbor as yourself until you love yourself first. You have to do it there. You have to show on up. If you don't show up, you fail. And if you show up, you fail. But showing up and failing will eventually allow you to win. All right, you guys. I'm done. I'd like to thank you for joining me in this short segment. If you'd like to write me, if you have some ideas or even like to sit down and talk, I am looking for more guests to come and sit down with me there. Whether if they have post-concussion syndrome like me, or maybe they have great motivating stories that can be relatable to my audience here, or something that you would like to share and get off your chest there. But you could write me at david@inthepursuit.com. Don't forget, anchor.fm/inthepursuit. You can message me through there as well. Please leave a comment. If you like this content, like, share, and subscribe it. I do appreciate you watching and taking the time to listen. It also keeps me motivated to keep doing these things. And so I'm happy to be a little bit more loosened up in comparison to yesterday. But you know what? It's been a while since I have done consistency. Consistency is a good thing. Show up, fail, so you can win. Love you guys.